1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my word. Oh my word, Joe.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Special Rules. We have 5 members as quorum, 6 members, excuse me. Chairman Bonner, if you'll come on up and tell us about your resolution. And what LC number you're working off of, please, sir?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've got LC 630142. Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, thanks for allowing me the opportunity to present this resolution. What we're looking to do is to create a study committee that looks at a pretty important issue. And in your folders, you should have a handout that looks like this. It's the FEMA reimbursement process.
Yes, sir, we do have that.
Okay, good deal. So I put that in there as a reference, and what the study committee will do is to look at an issue similar to what Florida has done to create a local government emergency revolving bridge loan program. Essentially, as many of y'all know, it takes so long for that federal assistance to actually get down to our local municipalities and get in those local vendors. So what we're seeking to do is to form a study committee about how we can address that. And both Florida and North Carolina have come up with a good way to do that in creating this bridge loan program where they offer no interest loans to those municipalities that in an affected area so that they can get those vendors paid. And oftentimes, as many of you know, those vendors are local vendors, right? Whether it's the folks that are cutting the trees, hauling them off, doing grading work, things like that. But this would explore that possibility here in Georgia so that we could create that fund and get those folks paid that much faster.
Okay, how many members? 5 members, is that right?
That's correct.
And appointed by the speaker?
Correct.
Okay, all right. All right, any questions from the committee concerning House Resolution 1650? Okay, I'm sorry, number 1, Representative Taylor.
You may have covered this while I was reading, but this committee, the study committee, will also identify how the local municipalities, individuals, how the money would be disseminated to them. Is the study committee going to cover those areas? I mean, one thing, who's getting the loan? The municipalities are getting the loans.
That's correct. This would, because the municipalities are the ones that ultimately receive the money from FEMA. So
and then redistribute it to them.
That's correct. So we're not looking to do direct payments to anybody. We're looking, direct payments to those vendors. This would all flow through the current process. It would just float that money initially before FEMA paid, then reimburse the state.
Got
correct.
It. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the bill.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification.
Okay, any other questions? What's the will of the committee?
Do pass.
To have a do pass. Here a second? Second. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of House Resolution 1650, say aye. Aye. All opposed? On the rules. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion, please.
Okay.
I move that only the members of this committee indicated on this meeting notice be allowed to vote for the remainder of this session.
Okay, all of leadership is always in our ex officio members, and they can come to any meeting they want to come to any time and vote on the bill.
Okay.
All right.
Just want that on the record.
Okay, it's on there. Okay, Chairman Anderson, come on up. And tell us what resolution number you're looking at and the LC number, please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Looking at House Resolution 1755, LC 620487.
Okay, tell us about what your resolution does.
Late last session, I dropped a bill that was House Bill 871 that would propose to allow local governments, school systems, counties, cities, et cetera, to utilize alternative investment pools or investment opportunities. These are very low risk, very narrowly tailored, and very regulated alternative investments. Currently, local governments can, there's a very short list of what they can utilize. They can utilize local banking institutions and the Georgia Fund 1 accounts that are available. And we were looking at some options that would give them the same liquidity but a slightly higher rate of return. We have a lot of communities, a lot of cities, counties, and school systems that are sitting on significant reserves, and the better return that they can get while maintaining safety and liquidity, then it's less tax dollars that the taxpayers will have to pay. So we looked at this as an alternative. 871 did not get enough. Well, I mean, there was a little pushback, but we couldn't really sort out what the pushback was throughout the session. So what I'm proposing is that we do a study committee, and that way it gives us an opportunity to evaluate this to see if it is an option that we need to pursue further.
All right, any questions from the committee? Okay, Representative Campbell,
Say at the proper time, I'll make a motion to do that.
what number is that? 6. Okay, any other questions before I entertain the motion to pass? You good? Okay, what number are you, 6? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is this being done anywhere in the state already, or is this currently against the law?
At this point, it is not allowed in law. So we're looking at the option of allowing it. But as I say, the purpose of the study committee is to make sure that we do it very carefully.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, Representative Campbell, I'm ready for your motion.
I'll make a motion to pass.
Okay, do I hear a second? Second. Have a second. Any other discussion from the committee? Seeing none, all in favor of House Resolution 1755 LC 620487, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, off the rules. Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman.
Okay, Chairman Powell, come on over. And tell us what resolution you're looking at and
Good
LC
afternoon,
number.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, H.R. 1657.
Okay,
This is a resolution to create a House Study Committee on Medicaid waiver populations and long-term financial and administrative sustainability. There's a lot of movement that's going on in this market today, and what we've done in the committee that I work with a lot, we've been looking at nursing and APAs and all such of this type of APRs and all of this, and we just want a good look-see. Now, I understand what the drill is, that there's not going to be a lot of study committees, but one of the things, if this goes to the Rules Committee, even if it doesn't pass forward, at least this give us some credibility to look at that in committee during the interim.
okay. All right, any questions from committee members? Seeing none, what is the will of the committee?
Mr. Chair, I move that do pass.
Okay, have a motion to pass. Do I hear a second?
It'll be some long day.
Okay, we have a motion to pass and a second. Any other discussion from the committee members on House Resolution 1657? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, on the
Thank you,
rules.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, Representative Townsend, you want to come on up?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's HB 1665 LC 600338.
Okay, tell us what your resolution does.
Basically, this is refers to the bad actors bill I had before. This will study, hopefully look at a way, it's kind of a carrot and stick kind of thing, a way to cut the red tape for permits, but at the same time try to keep bad actors out of Georgia coming in for certain projects who may have had egregiouses in the past with their projects. And so they'll also keep certain companies coming in. This gives the EPD director more flexibility by looking at their past history and deciding if this is a good, with enough documentation, is a good reason to deny the applicant, or if it's a clean past or whatever else, go ahead and process it and cut the red tape for it. This basically is a part of a constituent-based concerns from back home. We've had some issues environmentally with chemical plants, things like that. And so we're just trying to get a big picture look, work with EPD to kind of find out what's the best direction to go. It may be no action at all. But if there's a way we can kind of meet and get the economic development, if you notice the chairs who signed it, Lynn Smith and Robert and Chairman Stevens, we can get economic development and environmentalists talking together at the same table and talk. See if there is a better way of doing this. If not, that's great. If there is, let's work together, work with EPD to make it happen. Okay. And there's only one suggestion that I would suggest, looking at it and talking to others about this, because of we're in the end of the 2-year cycle. Instead of having certain committees just doing that, I would make it a speaker's choice on who's on the committee instead of the way I've got it laid out between the two specific committees for it.
Okay, sounds good. Representative Taylor.
Mr. Chairman, help me. Because isn't this taking place already? Isn't EPD revoking, denying, or amending permits and variances currently?
Unfortunately, at times they are. It's a long process. And in this case, you have had bad actors who have come into the state, basically changed their LLC, and maybe the same people doing it, but a different company name. This will kind of give pause to the EPD director to kind of help look at that a little more in depth. Florida has passed something similar to this.
Mr. Chairman, if I may. So this study is going to propose additional methods to assist EPD's ability to enforce, revoke, or deny.
Correct, out-of-state actors especially. The in-state actors we know about, I mean, all the violations, things like that. And it wouldn't pertain to, for example, let's say there's a contractor out of Texas applying for the permit in Atlanta. And they had a hurricane come through Houston and knock down the silk fencing. That wouldn't pertain to that. It'd be for egregious violations where maybe that group changed company's name because they went bankrupt or just got out of the business because they had some accidents, and just changed company's name and started operating as usual again.
Well, this is personal because, you know, my county was the biolab fire.
Exactly. That's another one.
I need to be extra clear on this.
Yeah, this would help in that situation.
So does this, Mr. Chairman, does this study, does it also, you don't know what's going to come out of the study. I
Not at all.
that. But I wanted to aim at even having more staff to do that, because that's, if you're saying that they're now falling short on all of these tasks, denying, revoking, and amending permits and variances, the study committee is going to give them ways to increase that. But how do you do that without manpower?
Well, that's exactly it. If this looks like it's needed, then that's something we go through the appropriations process about allocating a person for it if funding permits.
Okay.
So that all kind of ties in together. It's going to be hard to do that without a study committee.
Okay, I want to.
No, that's a good question. You're accurate.
I definitely need to stay abreast of this because, you know, we're still suffering from biolab down there in Rockdale County.
If you know anything about Brunswick, Georgia, we've had some issues down there.
I do know about the Brunswick issues, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any other questions from the committee on House Resolution 1665? Okay, number 17.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. So do you need a motion to make this a blue ribbon committee? Is that what you were asking?
Not for this one. The speaker's just going to, it would be the speaker's choice for choosing the committee members for this committee itself.
I didn't know.
It would be phrased instead on page 2, under 2.
So do we need to make an amendment?
It'd be an amendment. Right now, it says 3 comes from House Committee of Natural Resources, 3 from Economic Development. Due to retirements and things like that, it's really going to be better, as one of what they said earlier about just letting the committee members be chosen by the Speaker's office, basically.
So are you saying you want to put an amendment to the bill?
Yeah, it'd just be an amendment to allow the Speaker to pick the members and select the chairman.
Okay, tell me what line you're looking at on the resolution.
We're looking at page 2. We're looking at lines 21, 22.
So basically, take out that whole.
And really that entire section, basically. Members and officers.
So take out the entire section all the way down to line 27, is that correct? No, excuse me, 29,
Yeah, 21 through 26.
okay.
And then the Speaker would pick the committee.
Speaker would designate the committee members of the committee and chairperson.
Let's move on first. The first thing we've got to do is get a motion to pass on the resolution, and then it will be open for an amendment after that.
Do pass.
Okay, we got one more question. Representative Griffin.
Out of my ignorance, what's the difference between a study committee and a blue ribbon committee? I have not had that.
I've never served on a Blue Ribbon Study Committee.
I was just told this earlier, if I could answer, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was told by the Speaker office, basically, the Speaker would appoint a committee for whatever project he wants or committee he wants without going through the legislative process.
Okay.
This would be going through the legislative process. He would still choose the members. But if Speaker wants to do a Blue Ribbon Committee this year, he would do it either at the end of the session or right after session and say, I'm appointing these folks for this reason.
I do know he had a Blue Ribbon Study Committee for insurance this past summer, so.
He did.
He did, okay. All right, so do you want to make a motion?
So moved.
Okay, I got a motion to pass. Do I hear a second? Second? Okay. All right, now we're ready for the amendment. So you want to exclude from line 21 down to 26 and have that removed from the bill, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And just make it Speaker's choice for committee members. That way we can deal with retirements and everything else. And chairperson, correct.
Line 27, we can put a S at the end of members, and the Speaker shall designate a member, or all members of the committee and chairperson of the committee.
Perfect.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right, so we have a motion to pass in a second. Now it's time for the amendment. Do I hear a motion on the amendment? So moved. Okay, so moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. All right. We're going to call this the Townsend Amendment. Okay. All right, the Townsend Amendment, okay, House Resolution 1665 as amended in the Townsend Amendment. All in favor say aye. All opposed.
Got to vote for the
We did.
amendment.
We did, didn't we? Yeah, we got to vote on the amendment. Okay, I thought we did. Okay. All right, let's vote on the amendment.
I thought they did, yeah.
We did, we make a motion to do that, but we didn't vote.
Okay, let's let council know we can do.
Mr. Chairman, we made a motion to do pass, and we did not vote.
I'm sorry, my apologies. Did you correct it?
Yeah,
Okay, Representative Townsend, let me go over this one more time. We got a little change in it from Great Council. Okay. Starting on line 19, the committee shall be composed of 7 members of the House of Representatives designated by the Speaker. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
On line 27, the Speaker shall designate all members and the chairperson of the committee.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Perfect.
Is that your amendment as you wish to have it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Now we'll go back and do it again. All right. Do I hear a motion on the amendment? So moved. Okay. Do I hear a second? Got a second. All right. All in favor of the Townsend amendment, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. All right. So now we vote on the bill entirely.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We got a move in a second. Okay. All in favor of House Resolution 1665 LC 60338 as amended, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, on the rules.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you,
Thank you.
committee.
All right. Who did? Representative Franklin, come on up. Robbie will be with you in just a minute. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, tell us your resolution number and the LC number, please, sir.
Okay. House Resolution 1792,
Okay,
and the LC number is 620485.
okay,
And Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, this resolution came about because I think everybody is aware that we're having, in Georgia, we have a housing affordability crisis currently going on. And what this resolution does, it asks the Department of Community Affairs just to give a pause on their adoption of the 2024 Energy Conservation Code that they're reviewing, and just to maintain what they're currently doing now. All the other states that are surrounding us are currently doing that as well, from my understanding. And the reason why it came out is that if this is implemented now, it's going to cause housing costs to go up exponentially, costing tens of thousands of dollars, and it's going to, more than likely, from those that know, it's going to affect the housing market in Georgia. So this is a resolution. I'm happy to take any questions.
okay. Representative McQueen, you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. What exactly does the 2024 code do?
So it, I'm not sure like line by line what it does, but I think that from my understanding it's more stricter energy codes that all the housing when they're being built has to go through.
Okay.
And those stricter codes allows the cost of the building to go exponentially up. I mean, I'm talking like tens of thousands of dollars for it. And the study shows that if a $1,000 increase in home prices, prices out over 5,000 homes in the market. So it has a dramatic effect to it. So we're just asking for a pause right now so that we can get the affordable housing settled and the cost won't go up. And then they could look at it later if they want to. But
Mr. Chairman, if I may?
Yes.
Is there a once if they agree, right? If it's agreed and then it comes back, are we in a situation where costs could go like rise back up, shoot back up?
if they implement it, yes.
Okay. And sorry, just so I can, thank you. And so the energy code is to ensure, I know you can't go through line by line, but just what are they trying to make sure that the construction includes?
Well, I could actually let the expert kind of give it about if you would like. I have.
Yes, please. Hi.
I got
Come on up to the podium and you
Austin
can
Hinckley here.
introduce
Probably shed a little
yourself
bit more light
and
on it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
shed a little light on the situation.
Thank you, Representative. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Austin Hackney, here with the Home Builders Association of Georgia, here to answer any questions.
Thank you. I'm just trying to make sure that pausing whatever the code is not going to adversely affect like the quality of the homes being built? Like so can you explain like what does the code enforcement do now?
Sure.
Thank you.
So we have 9 mandatory construction codes in Georgia, and they're different books for different topics. You've got a code for electrical, mechanical, plumbing, et cetera. The energy code is the only one of the 9 that doesn't deal with safety factors in the house. It's just the insulation values in your walls. So it's a real cost-focused code because you're trying to spend some money to save some money on your energy bills. So right now, we build new homes to the 2015 International Energy Conservation Code with Georgia amendments. So DCA meets every year to amend the codes, really at the request of any citizen that thinks they have a good idea for a code amendment. So they do this process regularly. The resolution itself just asks them to pause adoption of the new energy code mandates on housing, keep us where we are on the status quo for a little bit longer during this affordability crisis. But to your question, if they take that urging under consideration, they don't adopt new mandates on new houses today, but 5 years from now they do, that's just going to be another policy decision by the state's policymakers on what the right cost for those new mandates is and what kind of return on your investment you're going to get. I would think you got a handout that shows you what we estimate the cost impacts are to new homes and what that return on your investment is, which at this point is pretty minimal. And, right now, those 2015 energy codes is as robust as anything we've ever required in the state before. So my 80-year-old house down the road doesn't have much insulation at all unless I put it in there. Any new house built today under the current codes is going to be pretty robust on the insulation values. This new code adds more to that equation, which kind of gets us into diminishing returns on your investment.
I just want to make sure there was no safety issue.
This is the only code with no safety factors at all.
Thank you. I'm going to have you to remain just a second. Representative Taylor?
So who came up with these new 2025 amendments and increases? Was it the General Assembly? Or was it DCA? Where did these new numbers come from?
So the international codes are developed by ICC, the International Code Council, and it's a non-governmental entity. It's made up by stakeholders, contractors, building inspectors, and building officials that work for the cities and counties all come together at this international code writing body. So it's a legislative process. There's a lot of give and take. Unfortunately, I think we've seen a kind of a change, a shift towards a lot of the manufacturers being involved in the code process. So in our estimation, a lot of these new insulation requirements are not great for home buyers. They're great for insulation manufacturers. And so the cost impact that you see there is a collection of data from U.S. Department of Energy and the Pacific Northwest laboratories that does a lot of this work to find the cost impacts. And then the Home Innovation Research Lab is the group that came up with the payback period based on the cost savings or the energy savings that DOE published, and then combining that with what the contractors see, how much it's going to cost to implement these mandates. That's how they get to that payback period.
Mr. Chairman, so help me understand, if the California can enact a building code freeze and Delaware can review the code and totally reject it due to its cost, I'm trying to understand what Representative Franklin does, the urging does, how it's not enforceable. So have you spoken to DCA to say, please don't implement these new requirements because da-da-da-da? I mean, where are they?
I haven't personally spoken to them, but what we're doing is this resolution, by having this resolution and passing the House, is giving them a loud voice, our voice, and asking them to pause on this, not to do this. The Senate is doing another one just like this as well. It just passed out of the committee yesterday, I believe. This morning. So with those two combined, it's a really loud, strong voice that the General Assembly is saying, the caution is needed here, and it just took a pause. So.
Is there a reason why we didn't reach out to DCA?
I've got this, this kind of fell in my lap about 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh,
And the urgency of it is we got to get this through before the session's over with. That's why I didn't call them personally myself, but I know there's a lot of people who've been working on this, like Austin, for example, and you heard his answer. He's embedded in this conversation, so.
And I could potentially reassure you that at least the Home Builders Association has been talking to DCA since last summer about this issue. And the task force itself at DCA has had 3 meetings to discuss. They'll probably have 10 more. But this urging resolution, I think, would be heard by those task force members as they review this international code and decide what to do with it here in Georgia.
And Mr. Chairman, I wanted to know when would this be implemented, the new codes? When would it be, or supposedly would go into effect?
So, thank you for the question. And typically, when they review starting in January, which they are with this code, it would, this task force will review the code, make their determination. They'll communicate that to the State Codes Advisory Committee, which is a statutory group housed at DCA, and then they would make a recommendation to the DCA board about what to do with this new construction code. So if all 3 of those suggest or commit to pushing it forward, then the effective date would probably be January 1 next year.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Austin, for the help. Representative Rhodes?
Yeah, I was just going to comment to Mr. Hackney. We had a huge builder event at Lake Oconee, and I got stopped numerous times on this. Is it not true that even on smaller houses, you're looking at an automatic $8,000 to $10,000 more, and on a larger house, you're $20,000 to $30,000 just on this new regulation, which is overkill in my opinion. We're at an all-time high of building per square foot, and this is just completely overkill, and all of us need to be very adamant reaching out to this task force to tell them we don't need this. Is that not true, Mr. Hackney?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That is true. The cost impact dollars that you see in your handout are from a model home for 2,400 square feet, so a very average size house. That certainly grows as the house gets bigger. And if I could, before I give the mic back, I would just want to say that State Codes Advisory Committee at DCA is made up of industry stakeholders like the ICC code bodies, and it's a beacon of a government entity that works well. So typically you don't see us up here talking about the work that code body does, because it's running full steam ahead on all cylinders, and it uses industry stakeholders to get to the technical issues that they're working through. So I'd want to use my time at the mic to really let y'all know that they do a great job over there. And over the past 2 years, they've done task forces for the other 8 mandatory construction codes, and that's been a very smooth process and collaborative with all sides of the issue. So this in particular, we just want to hope that the legislature would make their voice heard, as has been said. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you for your help. Okay, anything else you need to add, Representative Franklin?
No, Mr. Chairman, that's it. I just
Okay.
ask for your favorable consideration to it.
Okay, committee members, what's the will of the committee? Have a motion to pass. Here a second. We have a second. Any discussion on House Resolution 1792 LC 620485? None? Okay, all in favor of House Resolution 1792, say aye. All opposed? Okay, on the rules. Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman. Thank you, members of the committee.
Okay. Okay, Representative Clifton, come on up. I know you've got 2, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Pass these amendments out, so that's all right.
Okay, yes, sir.
No, I'm just trying to do what I gotta do. I'm supposed to be in another place right now, so I'm gonna try to move very quickly, if that's all right with y'all.
Which one are you, have a sub for? Which one of the
This
resolutions?
is for 1748.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to start with 1748.
What, just a minute, let me get a copy.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. So this is a sub for House Resolution 1748.
Yes,
And
sir.
Tell me the LC number that you're looking at.
560690S.
Okay, we got you. Okay, tell us what your resolution does.
So when states want to build new projects, they are required to hire design firms, architects, engineers, all sorts of people in order to create a full set of plans. This study committee is really looking at how that is done, but more importantly, what criteria they're being held to, how much of a full scope design, and so it's just looking at a lot of different, make sure we're doing things the best way and hopefully finding things that we can make better.
So this study committee is just going to be looking at the, typically the same thing that we were looking at a minute ago, is builders and architects and how they do it, and if they have a license and so on and so forth. Is that what you're saying?
It's more of to what standard the design firms, architects, engineers are being held to as far as, again, completing a full design. We've gotten into some interesting situations where some of the design is being shed over to the contractor. This committee is to determine to what extent that actually is, and with hopes of potentially legislation that would make this a little more even.
So has that been an issue? We've got problems with that now that we need to study that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is that happening in your district?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, Representative Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Maybe what's throwing me off is design teams. So we talk. I know you say ensuring clear architectural and design documentation, but we are talking about structure, building structures. Does this study also, will it also look at the cost factors? Because what you're saying is that the government has free will and all this freedom to hire whoever they want as a design team. And so this study, will it also look at the cost factors where there could be cost savings opposed to just this free willing going on?
I think we can look at a lot of different things. A section of it is looking at who we're working with and why. Another piece of it is if we're paying this firm to give a full design scope of services, are they actually providing that?
Gotcha.
Or through the process of their design, are they asking somebody else to do the design for something that they've been paid to do?
That's the clarity. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any other questions from the committee members? And Representative, will you tell us where your changes was in your sub? What changed?
So originally, this bill started from another bill, and through looking through that, we've decided to make a little bit of an adjustment. So it's not, originally it was more heavily weighted on the selection process. While I do believe we will discuss that as part of the criteria of what you get from selecting design firms, we've adjusted this to be more of looking into whether we're getting a full, complete scope of design from the design team.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from the committee? Okay. What is the will of the committee on House Resolution 1748 and LC number 5606906? Okay. You have a motion to pass. You have a second. Okay. Any other discussion from the committee members? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay. On the rules of this one, you got one more, right?
Yes, sir. The next one is House Resolution 1749.
Is that the one you need?
LC number 630145. This study committee has a very special place to my heart. I have three young kids at home. I almost forgot about the 5-week-old at home right now. I've got 2 young kids that could be in the realm of what this is looking at, and another one that I'm sure at some point will as well. Online video games for kids have become a huge thing, big money aspect of it. I want to look at the fact of how our kids are being protected. Kids on these games are able to talk to anybody and anywhere, and the disclosure of who people actually are, the willingness of the platforms or the games to actually regulate and to hold people accountable. This bill is to look and see, again, if our children are being protected while they're playing video games. This has nothing to do with the content of the, well, I shouldn't say that. This has very little to do with the content of the game itself. There are certain games that I played growing up that I won't let my kids play, but I'm not looking at regulating content of video games specifically. It's more of, again, the ability for, during online gaming, for a child to communicate with someone that might be representing themselves to be a child and absolutely is not a child.
Okay, Representative Taylor.
Thank you so much for bringing the bill. I really appreciate it. Let me, I guess, as a result of the study committee's findings, what do you expect or hope to take place next?
My hope is
because it's Georgia. I don't know how we could limit access or change the rules of the game for just our state. So what if the results of this study tells you what, and what do you do next?
So 5 states have already entered into suit against certain video game companies.
Okay.
Georgia is currently under investigation for certain companies, but has not filed suit. My goal on this is to, from what I've learned, I'm not a politician. I'm just going to say it, guys. What I've determined is there is absolute willful negligence that is happening on the side of the platforms. I believe through the study committee, we will determine how wrong is the word I will choose to use. These people really are, and how much they're allowing it to happen. If nothing comes from this other than spreading a huge, loud word of education to our parents and our constituents to let them know what type of danger their kids could actually be, if that's all that happens, that's great. What I do believe is through the study committee, what we will truly determine to be a very, very big issue, I do believe we can get creative in some legislation and hold these people accountable.
Well, thank you for bringing the bill.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Representative Beckles.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I had authored a bill, Digital Age Gates. It was heard. It's sitting in rules right now. That's something that I think is very important when it comes to thinking about the children and cybersecurity, just awareness. If you can also add to your study committee, looking at security awareness and training age appropriate.
Okay, I'd have to look at that bill.
I'll send you the information.
That'd be great. I'm all about protecting kids. That's really the big part of what this is. There is a level of safety that parents believe their kids have as long as they're in a room and they're not in public. And what they need to understand is it's not even close. It is so far. I would make an argument in today's day and age they might be safer in public because the anonymity people have and what they're willing to do with that is just.
I'll send you the bill.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like the resolution. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, any discussion on House Resolution 1749 LC 630145? Yeah, we have a motion to pass in a second. Any other discussion from the committee? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, on the rules. Thank you very much. Okay, Judge Gunter, come on up, and you got a couple of them, I see. Yeah.
Which would you like to do first?
It doesn't matter with me. You pick.
All right, well, let's do the serious one first.
Okay.
This is House Resolution 1703. This comes from a decision that the Supreme Court recently made about our justice system, the criminal side. There's been a lot of rules and stuff that came through the judicial branch of government when there's a conflict of interest, and for the public defenders to follow those rules. Anyway, it's created a huge mess over the last several years, to which the court now recognizes, and in Chief Justice's concurring opinion of which is mentioned in here, I think it's one of these two cases. Anyway, basically he was describing some of the problems that have been created by the court itself. And so this is a study committee to go over where those rules came from and, what we're trying to do is clean it up so that we can move cases a lot quicker, not have so much conflict where we have millions of dollars being spent on conflict counsel. And that's a huge problem. I'm on appropriations, and I'm on the Judiciary Subcommittee, and that's some of the stuff we've been dealing with the Public Defender's Office and how much they're spending on conflict counsel. And in my opinion, it's never been necessary to have all of these rules that the court put in place years ago. And the chief was not the chief back then, wasn't even on the court when all that started. But he now recognizes that it needs to be fixed. And that I'll stand for any questions that you have.
So this resolution is to do a study committee to really just try to clean up the code a little from cases that have been handed down over
Yes,
the years.
instead of trying, this opinion didn't come out until just a week or two ago. And instead of trying to put something that important together all at once, the idea was to put it in a study committee and give us some time to think about it before we act on it.
Okay, and so this would be composed of 12 members, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. All right, any questions from the committee on Judge Gunner's House Resolution 1703 LC 650088? Seeing no questions, what is the will of the committee? Have a move to pass? Have a second? Any other discussion? All in favor of House Resolution 1703, say aye. All opposed? Okay, that one's on the rules.
All right, thank you, committee. I appreciate that. Now that we've taken care of the serious stuff.
Okay.
This is House Resolution 1707, and this is the creation of the Georgia Legislative Golf Caucus. Now, I was just sitting in the chamber one day, and the sports caucus came up, and I was thinking, well, what sports are in that? And it didn't have golf. And so I started thinking, I don't know that I've ever remember a time when we had a golf caucus. And I am 66 years old. I've been playing golf since I was 16, so that's 50 years. It's a game that you can live for a lifetime to play. And what I want to do with this caucus is to grow the game of golf in Georgia. This isn't a caucus to join if you want to play Augusta National. Of course, if that ever gets offered to us, I'm sure we'd take it. But
everybody'd want to be a member. Yeah.
That's right. But really what I want to do is, I mean, there's so many ways to grow the game, starting with the young. I'd like to see more of the LPGA come in and play golf tournaments here in Georgia. I'd like to see some of the other, like Korn Ferry and some of the other tours,
yes,
come to Georgia. We got some great golf courses that would challenge anybody. And also the other thing is the state owns several golf courses, one of them being the one on Jekyll Island. And I think doing an inventory of the golf courses that the state has, seeing what their needs are, it's just stuff like that. And then, of course, once we get the caucus going, I would be relying on ideas from its members to see where we go from there.
Sounds good. Representative Taylor.
2 quick questions. One, this is going to be unisex, the caucus.
Oh, yeah. This isn't just, golf is for everybody.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that's clear.
Oh, yeah.
That we are going to have, that it's going to be unisex. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Representative Beckles.
I have the same question.
Okay. All right, Representative McQueen.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. As from someone who rode past John A. White golf course in Southwest Atlanta almost every day. Cascade. Yep. I like the fact that what you said towards the end of looking to see what the needs are of the golf courses in Georgia, because I know people usually don't think of Southwest Atlanta as a place where a golf course would be, but it's been there forever. And so I like that. And it's for someone who's always wanted to learn the game. I would definitely join the caucus. So at the appropriate time, I make a motion to pass.
Okay, we got one more question. Okay, Representative Rose.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Mr. Chairman, you know, we just spent millions redoing the golf course down at Jekyll.
Oh, yeah.
Have a brand-new track out there, and I was just going to get you to maybe offer an amendment to send to Director Williams that we get an automatic field trip.
Well, that would be the first meeting, I think, would be down there.
There you go, there you go. Okay, Representative McQueen, you have a motion? Okay, here a second. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on House Resolution 1707 LC 640099? Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, on the rules.
Thank y'all very much. I appreciate it.
Don't you?
We'll see what this turns out to be.
Okay. I wish some of our judiciary meetings would be this short. Don't you?
Yeah. Well, mine kind of flew by. That's how I got here. So.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Chairman Leverett, come on around. And tell us what resolution you're looking at and the LC number.
Actually, I do not have a copy with me, Mr. Chairman. I apologize.
Okay. You know it by heart, don't you?
I wish I did, but sadly I do not. It's Resolution 1674, and the LC number is LC 600345.
Okay.
And this is just a resolution to create a study committee concerning state governance of EMS. I don't know if you all remember when my EMS bill failed miserably on the floor, 53 to something. I certainly have not forgotten it. But I think part of the concern was we were going a little too fast given the sort of very complex ecosphere that EMS touches. And so we just are trying to do a study committee to get input from everybody that was impacted. I'd hoped I could do it in the waning hours before we got into a sitting committee, but that was probably in retrospect unrealistic. So this is just to have a standard study committee to look at the issues. And again, it's not about everything to do with EMS. It's not about licensure. It's not about what professions have to be licensed as part of the EMS program. It's not about the structure of the local programs. It's about the role of the state governing entity. My bill had proposed to create a board and to move the state office of EMS under that board. That's one thing we could look at, but we'll take input on whatever folks are interested in. But it is, I think, there is a consensus in the EMS community that some changes do need to be made.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions from the committee members? Okay, seeing none?
What exactly? I don't remember.
Let me hit your number. What number are you, Joe? 16. Okay, pull your mic.
Just what is the guts of it, so to speak? I mean, the main thing the bill does.
The bill?
Yeah.
This bill just simply creates a study committee to look at state governance of EMS and to examine different structures and what could be done.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? I don't see any on my lid up here. What is the will of the committee? Have a motion do pass and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor of House Resolution 1674 LC 600345, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, off to rules. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you,
Yes,
members
sir.
of the committee.
There's only one more, and I know. There's only one more resolution, and he is presenting another, I think, over in the Senate. So we're going to be at ease for about 15 minutes to see if he shows up. And okay, what's your motion?
Motion to adjourn?
No, ma'am, I will not accept your motion.
It's
Nope.
superseding forces of it.
This is a busy time of the year for all of us, and trying to be in 3 different places at one time, and I will not accept your motion to adjourn. We're going to be at ease for 15 minutes, okay?
It's the superseding motion.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I see 2. Is it 1 or 2? I see 2 Bonner and then Wade.
We're just asking questions on principle, and the one thing that.
Yeah.
I started meeting
Another day? Listen, another day paradox. I'm just trying to get
I feel yeah. That's one of the good reasons to do that. Oh, I'm fixing it. Twice now. It's that final step, you know? Yeah. All right. Yes, sir. Absolutely, absolutely. We'll get there. We'll get there. But,